The story is called Gifted by Dave Barry. When I was a small boy, gift shopping was simple because I had very few people to buy gifts for, and once I found a gift that worked, I stuck with it year after year. For example, I always gave my father a belt. I got it at the 5 and 10 cent store for about $1. It was made from what appeared to be genuine hand-tooled cardboard. I doubt that my father ever wore any of these belts because if the humidity got over 50%, they would dissolve. But it never occurred to me to wonder whether my father needed a belt. All I knew was that belts were in my price range, and he always said thank you. That's so cute. I'm just remembering that every year I give my mom a book. So I'm sort of the same because she just gets books or Amazon gift cards. So I'm just gonna note that connection I made and stick it in my book, my story. I always gave my mother a little bottle of toilet water, so toilet water makes me think of teaching Anne Frank because she takes toilet water and mixes it with stuff, but toilet water is actually perfume, which I always have to explain to kids when we read that. But so I know that toilet water is perfumed, but I have another connection to that too, which also cost about $1. At first, I believed that this was water from an actual toilet, just like the kids, and I had no idea what she was supposed to do with it. But it came in a nice bottle, and it was also in my price range. And my mother always acted thrilled, holding the bottle up for general admiration. "Oh, look what Davy got me," she'd exclaim, in a voice containing no hint of the fact that this was the 4th consecutive Christmas she'd received it. Toilet water! I usually made Christmas gifts for my sister. One year I made her a paperweight by getting some clay and letting it harden, thereby forming a hardened lump of clay. What is this?" she asked. "A paperweight," I said. "Thank you," she said, which I now realize was very gracious of her. It was not as if the lack of a good paperweight had left a gaping hole in her life. This is funny. I like this story already. I can hear his voice. It has a good, strong voice. Paperweight. Do people even use paperweights? What are they? Are there offices outside? Why do they need it? Are things flying away? I don't know. It's weird. Another year I made her a bookmark. It looked very much like an ordinary strip of construction paper, but the trained eye could tell it was a bookmark because on it were written in crayon the words bookmark. I am sure she couldn't wait to finish opening her other presents so she could race to her room and mark some books. The point is, gift giving was simple for me then. As you have no doubt noticed, the older you get and the more obligations you develop, the more complex the gift giving becomes. This is especially true if you have children on your gift list. Meeting the gift needs of a single modern child requires an effort of roughly the same magnitude as the Normandy invasion. So I'm making a couple connections here. I'm a horrible gift giver, so I'm going to write that down. My husband makes fun of me all the time because I'm horrible at it, and he really loves gifts, and I don't love them that much. Like, I don't feel like I need to have them. If I want something, I just buy it for myself, but he really loves getting things, and he married the wrong person. So I'm going to put Phil married very badly, and I'm also going to put that my children have already given me their Christmas lists. And it is October 1st. So I have a couple of connections. You parents know what I'm talking about. You know what it means to race from store to store looking desperately for the number one item on your 8-year-old son's wish list, namely the official NASA Model Junior Space Shuttle, which takes 17 years to assemble and leaks real hydrogen. That's not true, right? Aha. He's being sarcastic. That's sarcasm. Okay. Woo. You know what it means to get into a semi-violent dispute with another parent over who gets to purchase the only remaining model of the heavily advertised hot new toy concept, Baby Festive Face. the doll with open sores that really run, which your 5-year-old daughter has informed you that she absolutely must have this year, and if she doesn't get it, she's going to put her own self up for adoption. I'm saying do it. But at least children know what they want. It's much harder to decide what to get for grown-ups who almost never know what they want, which is why we generally wind up giving them stupid things. For example, men are always getting cologne. I have never in my whole life heard of a man express even the slightest interest in cologne, but most of us have numerous bottles of it dating back to the Johnson administration. What do men really want? I'm generalizing here, of course, but I'd say that what men really want is to be left alone at key moments. Well, wouldn't that be nice? I think women want that too. So do women. Leave me alone. So do women. Okay. For example, if you're in a relationship with a man and you have decided after much thought that the two of you need to have a long, probing conversation in which you both sincerely try to understand each other's innermost feelings, then the man would consider it a wonderful gift if you would not announce your decision during an important televised football game, defined as any televised football game. Oh my God, if I try to talk, I'm just going to put this, Notre Dame football. If I try to talk to Phil during any Notre Dame football games, he goes insane. Another great gift for a guy would be to tell him that you took the car and had the oil changed and the tires rotated. But usually what we get is cologne. What women really want, of course, is for men to share their innermost feelings. So what most men give them is appliances. I was guilty of this for many years until I realized that although my wife could appreciate a fine appliance, she couldn't really cherish it. You never see scenes like this in the movies. Brad, well, Dorothy, I'm off to the war. Dorothy, oh, Brad, please be careful. Dorothy, oops, Brad, I shall, Dorothy, but just in case I don't come back, I want you to have this. Dorothy, tears of happiness streaming down her face. Oh, Brad, it's a General Electric coffee maker with a 12-cup capacity and an auto timer function. I noticed right here, if you can see this, that it kind of switches to a format like a play. So I'm going to write that down, just noticing that that's kind of a different way to write. But it adds to the humor, definitely, because it made me laugh. And I could picture that in my head. I got a really good picture in my head of these two people, this guy going off to war and then her getting a coffee maker. I have gradually learned that as a rule, women prefer romantic items, which can be defined as items that are small but cost a lot and do not have plugs, such as jewelry. The ultimate romantic gift for a woman would be a single molecule of some extremely expensive substance in a tiny, cherishable box. But you'll probably get a water pick, you dork. The end.